What's up, guys? It's Crystal Star.
And Amie.
And we're going to be talking to you about LEGO Masters Episode 5. Amie, what was the challenge for Episode 5?
So this was the Mega Block City Challenge, and it was a 14-hour build.
And we do have spoilers coming up, so if you haven't seen Episode 5 yet, time to pause this video.
And go and watch the rest of the episodes.
So we walk out.
And we see nothing but a construction sign, and finally we get to see Jamie and Amie in some cosplay with some construction hard hats, except for Will, because he probably didn't get that memo. And we have no idea what's going on. In my mind, I'm like, is this going to be the bridge challenge? It's
going to be a cosplay challenge!
Yes, I was like, please be a wearable cosplay
challenge.
challenge.
We will win this!
Yes, and it definitely was not. They move the construction sign, and it's these giant buildings and a few open spaces, and I'm like,
Mega City Blocks.
Oh.
So I am looking at these buildings, and I am soaking up as much of these buildings as I possibly can before we have to go and come up with an idea.
Because some of these buildings are massive. Some of them are 4 feet and 5 feet high, and you see a lot of them are using the a lot of the clear or the trans window pieces, and not too many bricks, so they can really get that height.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also nervous because in the past the Brickmasters have really criticized if people had the same ideas for builds. So we wanted to make sure we're not picking the same building idea or style as one of the other teams.
So we kind of think to ourselves, all right, what are we gonna do? What mega city theme are we gonna come up with?
That can be unique. So of course we're thinking wizards.
We were gonna do a wizard one.
Yeah, we were thinking full on wizard, but we're also looking at the color.
And they also said it really needed to fit what matched these other buildings. So we were very afraid to go very whimsical or that direction at all, because we were like, okay, if we do wizards and our idea doesn't come out quite the way we think it will, then
we would be muggles.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah. And we're not muggles.
You're not.
We're very much wizards.
Not a wizard, Harry. So Mark and Boone have kind of the same building style we do, so I knew they were probably gonna think like something for this like cyberpunk, like dystopian world. So we're over there in the brick pit.
She straight up shot an eye at Mark and she says no.
I said, we're taking the cyberpunk build, and
his heart broke.
Oh! That's okay, they had the drama with Aaron and Christian. They were trying to make sure they didn't have the same ideas.
Yeah, so sorry, Mark.
Oh.
Not sorry, I guess. We should have gone with wizards.
But we were thinking very much like Tron, how they have the dark colors and they use the neons to really make it pop through this cyberpunk world, because we're thinking, you know, very Matrix and the neon lights, which is kind of funny because we even got compliments from Tyler and Amie. They were like, wow, the magenta and the lime and the blue.
Compliment from Tyler is not a normal thing on the show. I was like, oh my God, we might be in the top 2. And even, I think for me, it was kind of the highlight for LEGO Masters, especially because I have looked up to Jamie and Amie's sets that they've created, Brickmaster Jamie and Amie, and Brickmaster Jamie came by and gave me multiple compliments about how amazing and impressive our buildings were. And to me, we were winning.
We really paid attention to what the challenge was in the beginning, and the challenge was to build a massive building. Like, that was the challenge. So we listened, we took it to heart.
And they kept telling us that it had to fit in this landscape. So your mega city block needed to be giant skyscrapers.
Yep.
And massive buildings.
And that is what we knocked out. They even had people come out on set and they were saying, all right, everyone else, this is a mega city challenge and no one's building has height except for one team. And they looked at us and we're like,
we're gonna win!
We listened. Brickmaster Amie was saying, they were like, wow, they've really impressed us, because you could tell, because Crystal, we had to crank the table down and she was standing on the stool and she was still on her tippy toes, and you knew, we were also at the front table by the brick pit, so everyone that was running to the brick pit saw how tall and massive our building was. And the colors that popped, and I tell you, no one's building or like city looked like ours, or the color or the structure. And
no, ours definitely stood out. It was definitely a cyberpunk utopia, and that was what we wanted. So clock ran out, we roll our table up, we are so ready to win. Aaron and Christian's totally, that sucked. Love you, Aaron and Christian, but when your building fell, a little bit of me got real happy.
And we were all excited for the judging, and then we're all sitting there and we're just like listening to Will talk, and he's like, oh, that's a really good start, and nobody else heard it. And I'm like, wait, why did he say start? That's not something you end the conversation with. I'm like, what's going on? And no, there's a twist. Of course there's a twist. Like,
there's always a twist.
I'm like, if anything we've learned, there's always a twist. And at that point, it's already been a 14-hour build day.
Yeah, we are kind of mentally, emotionally, and
Physically.
super physically burned out. So we were emotionally just totally drained, but we really thought we were gonna win. And so when we got the twist and we knew that everyone else could kind of save the day and their builds would be okay, I think that we were kind of at a point where we were just like really defeated a little bit because we were so proud of what we built, and it took us a long time to think of like what was gonna be attacking the city because it looked very cyberpunky. We couldn't just have like an alien. We could have, but we wanted something to really fit into the city.
We only had 4 hours to do this as well, so.
Yeah, so we decided to do classic robots because we're doing a cyberpunk thing. It fits.
Yeah.
It just totally fits.
The technology and it busting out the museum, and we used all of the rubber flexible pieces to make it look like all the
Tubing.
wiring and the tubing coming up, and Krystle made this amazing robot with all the
Tober.
trans pieces, which I will say in the beauty shots they did, it looked phenomenal. And you used the flames, and you could tell he was like the puppeteer and he was coming down. But it was also very interesting how they went back and edited it. They definitely pushed us when we were talking, and they used the part that
I stumbled on.
Yeah, which is weird because it was
Yeah.
kind of funny. It was meant to be a joke, but how they edited it together was.
Yes, it is movie magic. But I think you can see while they were talking to us, they continuously kept asking us questions, and they aired a lot of that part. And the more questions they asked, I could just tell that they had already made up their minds, and it was our time to go.
Which is interesting too, because some of the other challenges, they were like, you can't explain your story. And then this one, they're like, explain
Yeah, and we used to spend hours coming up with like things to say.
And
Volcom, yeah.
Oh yeah, we spent a lot of time on that. And they didn't use that one.
They cut all of those, and so they kept telling us like, don't, your building needs to speak for itself. And so this one time I felt like our building really spoke for itself and didn't need much, so we really didn't plan much. It's interesting to watch them judge too, because I feel like the people who they want to go home, they will like push you to your limits until you break on camera.
Also, I will say I'm super proud that you didn't just call it a robot. You were like, that's the motherboard. And then I was like, oh, it's like, I'm so proud.
I forgot his name. His name is Tober.
I know.
But
we'll have to remake Tober.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting all the questions, and honestly, you can even watch the episode and you can see my eyes are like totally like red, glazed over.
Because you knew.
I just knew. I was like, and as soon as we walked back on into the formation,
the gallery,
yeah, I looked at Amie and I was like, we're going home, and she was like, no way, this is our best build, and I was like, no, the judges, like the way that they
nitpicked it.
The way they pushed us, I was like, they might have told us it was the best up until now, but it's time for us to go. Like, we no longer fit the story.
It was also like, so they call up Mel and Jermaine, and then they called us up, and as soon as they did, when we were walking, Krystle was like, well, it's us. This is the third time in the bottom.
3 strikes, you're out.
And as soon as Brickmaster Amie started crying,
as soon as Will started crying. Will was crying before she was, and when Will was crying, I was like, we're going home.
And also, to be fair, I saw a lot of people on the internet and comments, they were saying, hey, why is everyone crying? And at this point, I don't think you guys realize that at this point we've been together 5 weeks almost, 4 weeks, something like that, 24/7. We've all been together. Mandalorian Friday nights in the hotel room, 15 adults, milkshakes. Yeah, we spent a lot of time. So when you see Flynn and Richard and everyone just crying, it's so much emotion. It's like one of our family members is going home.
Like I've said before in these videos, like we were seriously incredibly close, and we still are close because I get that question a lot. We have a giant group text with the entire cast from Lego Masters, and we literally talk every day, all day. And it's been a really beautiful emotional support system as well, because we all know who's going home in what episode, so we can kind of go there, vent, and get a lot of feedback from our group, and get virtual hugs in our cyberpunk city.
Yay.
And it's just like they've been so amazing. And last week when we got voted off, we had the entire cast video chat us.
Yes, that was amazing. Just talking about like the unicorns they put in their builds and the magic and the color, that's so rewarding. And we've known that this episode was going to come we filmed it a while ago. We had to wait months for it to air. We don't think we failed. And I think we were briefly like talking about it. Actually, everyone's talking about it. It's not failure. We've gotten this far and it was hard work and we've worked our butts off and we really want to represent and we have represented and we won't stop representing what we can do and what we can build.
And I've had a lot of parents reach out and
so many sad kids. Like
so many sad kids.
It's not even mean adults. It is sad, devastated kids where they're so upset that we went
crying,
home.
Like, and then we've had parents tell us that they've like their kids have cried themselves to sleep. They've sent us videos of their kids crying.
Oh no.
It was probably the best meal that we've ever done.
Being here on Lego Masters has been magical.
I mean, these kids were like, I was mad for days.
A lot of you guys have been asking like how we are mentally. It's really hard and we both dealt with it in very different ways.
Thank goodness we have each other. Like that. Like,
I got you, babe.
Nothing like shared Lego trauma to bring us together.
I went to the ranch for like 4 days.
And I actually, Crystal bought me the elves Lego dragon, and I put that together
went
over
to
the
Sephora,
weekend.
got her some Sephora stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, you know me. You know that we go like to the clothes store right next to Sephora and right next to the Lego store. I'm like, we got a plan.
The mall entrance is nice.
Yeah.
So I kind of dealt with it that way. How did you deal with it?
I engulf myself in work. I work on, just work on side
You
projects.
were in the shop pretty much all weekend.
Yeah, I worked in the metal shop quite a bit. That's something that's like a mundane task. I don't have to talk. I can put my head down. But then I also just put together something that meant a lot because Crystal got me the little dragon when we weren't together. And then also it's a dragon and it's an epic dragon. And it's an elves one.
So she put that
And I told her to spend no money, but yet she came back and I was like, I can't even be mad because it's a dragon and it's for me.
What are friends for?
Wait. And then I come over. And then this. I mean, let's be honest. Why didn't you give me this weekend so I could have like made some like rainbow electronics on this? I can't wait.
Coronavirus. I didn't want to see you. So fans have been sending us like these.
Yes.
And honestly, you guys have really lifted us up in ways that I never even knew were possible.
No, I never knew like having an impact on girls. And one of my friends even left a comment. He goes, you don't realize the impact that you guys have had. Some people never thought that they would see someone like you, which they relate to that's like them on TV. They never thought they would see a girl playing with Lego. They never thought they would see someone in costume or fairy wings or as an engineer, like, or someone that's giving back and has this heart for educating with Lego. It's
pretty powerful.
You're a badass.
You are too. So we are very happy with our time on Lego Masters, and we felt like it empowered us to do amazing things with our lives. And we encourage you guys to share as much Lego stuff with us as you can, or unicorn stuff. Just share stuff with us.
Magic, dragons, yeah.
All of it.
And we're gonna support, like, watch the rest of the episodes, support our family, and I guess see where episode 10 gets.
Yeah. So again,
will be crowned the ultimate
Lego Master.
Dun dun dun.
Not us.
Join us next time.
And remember, guys, it's not failure.
It's a creative, iterative process to success.
Volcania!